voters, Jackson area, Shirley Zeller and Linda Ferguson. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for having us here.
And during the commercial, you poured me a spot of tea.
A spot of tea.
That's right, we do.
Spot of tea.
do
How
have it.
nice. Thank you. I don't think anyone's ever brought me tea before.
How about that?
Well, just leave it to us.
It's very tasty.
We can be first.
I like that.
We like to be first.
Well, you're first. So what's the deal with the tea?
Well, we have it's called a friendship tea. It is our major fundraiser for the year, and we have 70 people come in and
Oh my.
have tea, and we have decorated tables. Each one of us sets our own table, and unlike another tea that was in town, we don't have prizes or anything for the best table, but we have some interesting ones. People bring their family china. Sometimes it's paper plates. It just depends, and each one gets an opportunity to talk about it. We have a little program, and we have a silent auction, and sell jewelry, and just have a good time.
Well, your tea is the only tea in town because the other one's on hiatus.
I understand.
Yes.
That is so.
It's too bad.
And Linda is a big showboat at the other tea.
Yes.
I've done a lot of things. And by the way, one of the tables this year will have a red, white, and blue theme, with white china and red napkins and blue placemats, putting forth obviously the American colors for the League of Women Voters.
Interestingly, the tea comes right after Election Day.
Yes.
Yes. You finished your work.
Yes.
And this has been, you do a lot of your work during an election
Yes.
year.
Yeah,
It's our biggest work.
there are a couple things that we're really known for, and we work very hard, and that is to get people registered so they can vote, and putting forth the information from the League of Women Voters, which is always nonpartisan. People have to understand that. Always nonpartisan. And Shirley, you brought one of the newspapers that we put out.
And as also nonpartisan, you do not support any candidate or issue.
That is
You
correct.
don't take any position at all.
We do take some positions on issues, not necessarily the ones on the ballot, but we have other issues that we study and determine if it's a nonpartisan issue, and then it's passed by our local, by our state, and by our national office.
But for this
But
year,
for this,
nothing.
No, absolutely not. And those are words from the
information and
candidate.
advocacy.
This is huge. Where do you get this? Do you remember?
Library
Oh.
has them. We have them around in different places in town, but it has the candidates and their positions on whatever they're campaigning for.
And you've surveyed all the candidates, and I've noticed there's some candidates that didn't respond to your
That's exactly
questionnaire.
right.
They're pretty dumb.
But that's
I mean,
their choice. That is
It's their choice, but
It's
you know,
unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, it's
We did have some candidate forums this year. We had county commissioners were the only ones who both sides responded.
oh.
So that's the thing. If we don't have two parties represented for a candidate forum, we can't have it. It's
And
part
I
of our
shouldn't
rules.
say, I shouldn't say it's dumb for a candidate not to respond. They might have, it's very time consuming to run for office, and they might have lost it in the mail, and all kinds of things could have happened. But just because they didn't respond, well, it just means you have to do more research.
Exactly.
Now the tea. So you raise money. What do you use the money for?
For the voter services, a lot of
For
times.
this?
Yep.
We don't have to pay for that one, but our dues pay for part of that. But we also have to pay to have our candidate forums filmed and run. We've been doing them virtually the last couple of years because of COVID. But we've still had our forums, and they're posted on our website, which is lwvjackson.org. So anyone can go in afterwards and watch the candidate forum and hear those candidates. So a lot of our work is voter services.
And the 411.org.
Right.
Everybody, vote411.org.
It's on there.
Everyone needs to go to that site, because that in turn, you put in your address and it gives you exactly all of the elections that you can take part in.
good point, because this year, so many people will be well, everyone's in a
New in districts.
Yeah,
Well, and it tells you whether you're registered or not. You can find that out, where you're registered, so you know where to go to vote, which, as you say, is changing.
I have a new polling place this year, so.
I do too, and I have new candidates.
How does someone go to the T? Do they get the tickets in advance?
You can register online.
Okay.
This is invitation, were you able to show it or not?
Yes, it's up there.
Yes,
yeah.
there it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can go online to League of Women Voters or lwvjackson.org and register. You can send it in to the post office box that's listed there and register. I think at the bottom it says lwvjackson.org/calendar/fall tea.
Right, if you want to go directly there
Yeah.
and don't want to go sift through the website to
Right.
get to it, but it's under events and the T is there. And the deadline is the 5th of November because everyone has a name tag, everybody has a seat, and we don't collect any money at the door.
Nice. I noticed you've got a program. You're doing an old-time radio show.
Yes,
Yes.
Burns and Allen. Gracie runs for president.
Do you have a part?
I do not have a part. It's being semi-professionally done. Chuck Thor is involved, as is Ann Green and several other people. And it's an actual script from Burns and Allen.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Ann Green is our vice president, and she came up with this idea for our program for this year, so
Sounds
that's
like-
what it is.
Now, is it just for women?
Oh, no.
No, 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 no,
We-
no.
Well, we have, I don't want to say several, but we have men who come.
We have several members who are men also.
Right. We have members who are men. We have one gentleman who loves to run our 50-50 raffle at the T.
Yes.
He thinks that's the best part, and take pictures. He takes a lot of pictures. So in addition to our decorations at our T, each place will have one of these. Which,
Little note card.
and then,
Oh,
you've
notebook.
had Linda and I on before about our button club.
Oh, yeah. I was
Each
going to ask
person
you,
is getting a button.
how did the button convention go?
Oh, we had a great time.
Excellent. Thousands and thousands of buttons. Many dealers represented, and the program we had was on button hooks. And it's absolutely amazing the different types of button hooks that were used 150 years ago.
And stores use them as advertising.
Yes.
What is a button
It was
hook?
really, you
Button hook?
remember the little teeny tiny buttons up the tall shoes that women
Mhm.
wore? You had to have a hook to button those.
Oh,
You
my
couldn't button them
gosh.
by hand. In the backs of ladies' dresses that have these little tiny buttons, their dresser had to button them.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, women, it's so much more than men to get
Oh, to get
yourself
ready.
together. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
yeah.
That's
But
why
the
they had
men had a
fainting
lot
couches.
of, yeah, the men had a lot of buttons too on their jackets, and if they were rich men especially, the women had the fur coats with the big button that held it together, and men had the buttons that held their
And
tuxedos
their
and
vests
stuff.
had buttons. on them.
What you learn on this show is amazing. Well,
But
thanks for-
anyway, come to our tea, enjoy yourself. The tea itself is from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the 12th of November. It starts on time, it ends on time. It's always just wonderful to attend.
And we start early for our silent auction because we have 65 items in
Oh.
our silent auction,
Fantastic.
all kinds of things.
Well, it's great to hear all about the League of Women Voters, Jackson area. Thank you, ladies.
You are so
Thank you.
welcome. We
Thanks
And
for the
appreciate
enjoy
it.
your tea.
It's awesome. From the League of Women Voters, Jackson area, Shirley Zeller and Linda Ferguson.